Hi everyone, welcome to the Unit 3 Melodic Dictation lesson. In this lesson, we are basically going to do the same thing that we did in Unit 2, but in harmonic minor. So let's go over to Aurelia and get started. Okay, so you're going to have two sets of drills, and you can always, this is just the practice drill. The first set it's going to be 4 measures, and it has quarters, halves, dotted halves, and whole notes. Okay, so let's do this in a couple of steps. Let's look at what we have on the page. So we're in minor, and we have 1 sharp. So what key is that? It's E minor. So I'm going to set up the treble staff. That's a really bad treble staff. It's okay. 1 sharp, time signature, the name of the key. And then I'm going to give myself the measure mark. So we have 1. I only need quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can draw these a little closer together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Shrinks towards the end of it. That's okay. And we know we have a dotted half to start, and we're starting on sol. Okay. So go ahead and write that in, and then because that event is a dotted half, your next event or next note has to start on 4. So you know you're going to have something there. So then you have the rhythm for the whole first measure. So let's take a listen. So this first listening, just take down the rhythm. You should be able to get it in 1, maybe 2. So not a whole lot going on, but if we take a minute and translate that into our marks above the staff into note value. So go ahead and do that. So we start with a dotted half, and then we have a quarter, and then we have a whole note, another dotted half, quarter, 2 quarters, and a half. So you should have something like this above the staff. Okay, so now let's mark in contour. So does it go up or does it go down? That's all you need to worry about. Okay, we know we're going to end on do. High do or low do? High do, right? So listen once more. If you can at this point, try and get in, is it a step or is it a skip? Okay, so a question you can ask is, where does that sol come back? Do, do, do. Is that what we have? Or do we have do, do? This is a skip. Do, do. Instead of sol, fa, it's sol, me. So if you get stuck, sing through the differences. Sing sol, fa versus sol, me. Sol, me. And then is it sol or is it fa? Let's take a listen. And then try and get where you start this third measure also. Okay? So it does go to sol. Sol, me, sol. Does it go sol, la, or sol, ti, sol, ti, right? It skips up, and you have to remember to put the sharp in. Then how do we get to the ends? Where are your skips and where are your steps? So we know we're on a D sharp. Let's listen and try and sing along this time. So, kind of zoomed in here. Hopefully you can see it okay. So we have sol, or sorry, T, D, da, D, up. So down, up, D, da, D, down, up. So how are you getting to do? It's by a leap. So what would make the most sense would be sol. Then you want to figure out where are your steps and where are your skips. Or maybe there's no steps. Let's listen once more and sing along. Here's what we know. We know that it goes down, up, up. So if it goes down, let's play out the logic of this. If it goes and then it goes back up, it doesn't go up to do. We know that much because the last note is our highest note of the melody, and that's do. So if it goes down, up, it can only go up by step. And then it could go down by step or skip. So let's say it skips down just for variety's sake, and then up to do. Let's listen to that. That doesn't sound quite right because we don't come back to T. It's that note that sticks out and we don't come back to it, which means that we have to skip down, because if we skip down, then we can step up and not go to T. Following me, I hope? So T, sol, la, and then do we go fa, do, or we go do we go T, sol, la, sol, do? I think that's what it is. Okay? Makes sense? So let's sing along. I'm going to bump it down an octave. Sol, me, sol, ti, sol, la, sol, do. Okay. Let's see if we're right. Hooray, we're right. Okay, let's do one that uses eighth notes. All right, so this one uses bass clef. 4 flats, it's still in minor and it's in 4/4. So what's 4 flats in minor? I'll let you think about it while I write this down. It's F minor. Good. Okay, so that means that we're starting on me. And we're only going to have 2 measures for the second set. So that's what I have set up for the beginning. And then I'm going to draw on my lines. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? So you should have something like this. You can even write in the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can write in all of it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so things are getting a bit more complicated. So we are going to do one listening, breaking from tradition a little bit, we're going to do one listening to just listen. Count out loud, put down your pen, and listen. Let's try it out. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So there's a couple things that you could glean already. Maybe you heard that the last note is a half note. So go ahead and mark that in on your page. You can also mark in, before you start, the first note is a dotted quarter, right? So then we know that the next note has to be on the and of 2, because a dotted quarter takes up this much time. So let's do a listening for the rhythm. I'll give you one more listening for the rhythm, okay? Four and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so what we know, another thing that we know that we're going to end on do. So we're in F minor and we know we have a half note. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch in my half note here. If my memory serves me correct, we did not drop all the way down. So that would be very extreme. It could happen, but it would be very, very obvious. So we're going to keep it at the F in the staff, which would be F3, if you're keeping track of your pitch class identification. So now take a minute and translate your rhythm marks into note values. Okay, pause the video. Seriously, pause the video, put in your rhythmic marks on your page, and if you need to, back up and grab another listening, and then we will look at the rhythm. Okay, welcome back. Here's the answer. 3, 2, 1. There you go. So, pretty straightforward. Dotted quarter, eighth, dotted quarter, eighth. Some repetition there. Quarter, 2/8, and a half note. And I went ahead, and since we know that's an F, I went ahead and put that in. Okay, so here, I'll show you what I did. I just drew out the rhythm simply and bigly, it's not a word, bigger, so you can see it. And I'm going to go through as I listen and do my contour marks. Okay, and we're also trying to memorize it at this point. Down here. It's been a while since we listened to it, so I have no idea what it is. But go ahead and listen and do your ups and your downs, and keep an ear on for listening, for memorizing. Do, me. Do, do, or do, do, or do, do. Ooh, that sounds right. Do, do, step. So we're going down. Do, me, re, skip, and to a tendency tones, because it really wants to resolve back up. Me, re, ti. And we need a nice little natural, right? Because it's E natural to get us back to do. Let's keep listening. Do more contour work and more memorizing. So some options. Listen again. See if you can work more on more memories. Do, goes down from here? Does it step? Does it step down to lay? Which would be here. Do, lay. Or does it skip? Do, ti, sol. Or ti, lay. Listen. One thing we do know is that it returns to T up. So, re, ti, do. I think it's sol, but we'll listen once more. I'm not quite sold on that either way. Re, ti, sol, ti. It doesn't go to do until the end. Re, so it goes. Let me show you our contour marks. We have so far what we have on the page is it goes down, it goes down, it goes down, and then before the second measure it goes up. Do, do, do. So what's going on here? It's up, up, but where is it going up, up to, and then down? So it could be going do, re, do. Let's go through options. So it could be good do, re, do, or it could be going, which I don't think that's what it is, re, me, do. Or re, fa, do. I think this is what it is. Let's take a listen. Let's try and sing along. Re, ti, sol, ti, re, mi, do. Let's see if we're right. Hooray, right, okay, so let's listen to it once more with it showing on the screen. Okay, so it could take you a while to get through these to get comfortable with them. So spend the time on it. Really take, try and take like 15 minutes a day and work on these until you get comfortable with them. First do the first set and then the second set. I would recommend going to the practice page before you jump into the actual assignment, getting comfortable with it, and I just think it would be less frustrating. It gives you a little bit more leeway with it. Okay, that's it. I will see you guys in Unit 4. Bye.